I just finished my third test set. It was a very short test set. Made some changes. Thought I'd see what I could get. I'm not sure. There's some improvement. It seemed like it was, but then it never lasts. The engine's running. Reverse is going well. This last change, I put in a buckboard, which is a designed volt regulator. It's not too of a wasteful deal. You put 12 volts in, I get 3.7 volts. I could dial in exactly the maximum of the cooling fan, which is 3.7, which is I dialed that in. I restarted at 100% because I didn't have much time. I wanted to get down to it. It started out at 50 degrees roughly. At 102 on probe 2, the engine started to slow down and stop. So I'm guessing after 102 or something like that, because it was at 105 up here when it slowed down and stopped, and it was up here at 101. At somewhere around there, 105, 110, the PC board I think has an overheat shutdown thing, and we're talking C, and we're not even on the board. We're kind of above the board, so it's probably hotter down below. At any rate, it cools down within a minute, and you can take off and run full speed again. But so it's a internal protection that's supposed to work, right? But back to this warping thing. It seems like I've now warped both sides, so the heat to the plastic is pretty phenomenal. I had the soundboard wired back up. It was working great. I've cut a notch in here just because I wanted this to sit out and just to be flat, so it had the ability to pull the air. See if I can pull this out again. My time is over, and I have to go do something, but I'll see if I can get this. Yeah, I can. Here we go. This is the buckboard that I used. These are just clips on, so I can see what the voltage was as we're running. So I wanted to monitor the voltage to the fan. The fan does get warm. It gets real warm. But here you can see, if I get it in the light, you can see I cut away quite a bit of material to open up that so it didn't have any restrictions on the inlet. And I also drilled this out. This is cut down. You can see the shrinkage, the warping of the housing there, but the opening inside actually shrank from 4 to 3. So I took a 4 millimeter drill and cleaned it out. So I opened up and modified, maximized everything I could. I got a nice volt regulator in there to make sure we had nice clean power, and it was consistently the same. So I maxed that out. I put on the heat sinks on the boards. You can see that. Get these out of the way. And I didn't do much of anything else, just the heat sinks. One thing I noticed, this tends to sag as it comes down, and I'm wondering if it's sagging and actually causing a short circuit somewhere. Let me shut off my track power. It's off, but I just want to make sure it's off at the transformer. It comes down, but it's not anywhere near a part, but it is loose up there, so I need to tighten those screws up. As this gets warm and such, the holes can stretch out a little bit, so need to tighten that up. But ideally the heat sink should be bigger and go the full side up and down, but I don't have one, and then this one, if I did that, I have to push it in. I was a little nervous about doing that, but I may pull these off, put them on the back side, and push it in and see if that makes a difference. But in the end, be honest, while this does move air, I don't think it moves it in a way that makes good sense, because I'm capturing only from this corner. It's like you got the AC in one window of your house, right? And it's going like crazy, but in the opposite corner, yeah, you're still hot, So I'm thinking somehow I'm going to have to find a fan that can fit in this cavity. It's about a 30 millimeter square. I'm just going to have to find one. I think that's what I'm kind of coming to grips with. The opening is 32, so I'm going to have to get a 30 by, we call them 30 by 30, and I have 9, but I really didn't want to use all of it, but something like between 5 and 9 width, 5 and 9 width, between 5 and 12 volts. I got 5 volts I can get down low. If I go to 12, it'll start out with 5 and go up to 12, as you're going from 25 to 100% transformer power. So that 12 could work. I'd rather have 5, but something like that. So I'm on the prowl. If you hear or know of anybody with a 30 by 30 by 5 blower fan, because of two types of fans. One is it just takes air in and blows it out, okay? And another one, which is called the blower fan, my lead's going, it will take it in here and it will actually shove it down. And that's really what we want to do. We want to shove this air down because the back has to be open. I already got the news from Leon. You can't have a bump in the back and that exit and all that. He said, no, we don't do louvers. It's not a hot rod. Okay, fine. So if I can get the blower fan that can collect the air and blow it, it collects it and circles it and then blows it down. It's designed to do that in a 30 by 30 by 5 to 9 width, something like that. 5 to 12 volts. That's what I'm going to be looking for, and that will be my last chance to get this thing cooled off so that it actually will survive, because the tender is so packed. Oh boy, I made improvements. I chipped away. I got everything I could out of it. Temperatures were actually staying cooler longer. Now, we weren't moving anywhere. That was the other issue, out on the track, moving. That may help. Don't know. Pulling a load may actually hurt, Motor's going to get hotter pulling, right? But the motor is one thing. Controller's another. I'm not sure. But interestingly, it comes right back to life, picks up, just cools off that little bit, and it's fine. So we're right on the edge of making it. And this is my high power, what I call heavy duty chip there. This is, I forget what it's like, a 141 or something like that, and a 145, I think that's what it is, TIP. But it's a 10 amp capacity. We had started out with 2. We scrapped those. We're now up at the 5. Dan is making 5 amp boards. And every train I have, even Mike's train house, it stops at 4 amps. Nobody, So the 5 amps should be fine. This was a 10. This was for me for the R&D side, right? We do hot rod stuff, so there. In any case, that's it. Now I got to go do something for the little woman. God bless her. You know what? Anyway, quite an afternoon. From 3:30 to 5:30, 2 hours of just solid running this thing at 100%, and runs fine. And I had to put smoke in it. It was running low on smoke. Oh, we got my soundboard plugged in today, so he's doing fine, and still has the poop. He'll take off on us. And eventually I'm going to get him out on the track. I was hoping it would be today, but obviously I've got to work on this a little more. Damn it. I really want to get back to my mill. I have everything. I even have a new PC for it. And I have all the bearings, the ball bearings, and the parts that are going to make this thing really hot. And I can't wait to get started on that. I'm waiting for one screw shaft. They lost it, and I had to reorder it. Dang. Anyway, I'll get back to that eventually, but I want to get to this. I have other things I'm doing, always, right? Hell. Yeah, it's just the physical layout. The motor this way, I just can't do it. It's just too difficult for it to route the air. Okay, we took a shot. It was close. No cigar. Back to the drawing board, and I'm going to get out the catalogs tonight, and I'll place some orders for. I'll probably get 2 of each of whatever I can find. Okay, later, gang. hang in there.